All right, this is Coach Selby here with Stretch Expert, and I was supposed to count days, and I haven't yet, so I will do that, and I'll see where I am in the process. Um, yeah, interesting about the juice versus the whole food. Juice, whole food, what's best for you? Um, Basically, what I found is that Whole Foods just works better. I mean, you know, if it's whole, the whole body has more to work with. The thing that is so wonderful about juice is that it's what you are not eating that makes you successful. So, yeah, it's what's left out that makes you successful. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with people when they explore, um, juicing versus whole foods. I'd be curious to hear what you have to share. So today in meditation was talking about resolving unresolved issues. Something, I mean, this is my 30-day process. So I'm looking at wanting to attract people, places, things, circumstances, and situations that assist me to grow in my personal evolution. Yeah. And so what that looks like is anything, an unresolved issue is anything that disturbs your peace. So that could be anything. And also, what disturbs your peace is a separation from what makes you feel good. And so I've just been looking at, well, what are some unresolved issues that I am personally dealing with that that I would like to kind of, look at, like money, love, sex, diet, um, travel, intimacy, intimate relations. I mean, all these are areas that, even though they can be flowing smoothly, what I found, if you don't stay present with it, then what happens is minutia starts piling up and it starts getting thick, and we call it getting smoky. Get smoky. So how do you deal with resolving an unresolved issue? Well, the first thing I normally do is airplane. The first thing I normally usually do is identify what the feeling is. I'm feeling frustrated. You know, um, okay. So once I identify I'm feeling frustrated, then the next piece is, well, I'm feeling sad or happy, whatever the emotions are. Then from there, I go in and I just ask, what needs to be heard about this? Because, see, it's something called the microscopic truth. The microscopic truth is what's frustrating me is that my left ankle is tight and it's constantly tight, or my bank account is just always below $100, or my partner doesn't look me in the eye or doesn't acknowledge me like they used to. Okay, so now we're getting into the microscopic truth, and then we go deeper. So where in my own consciousness am I aware of that? So where am I feeling it in my body? I'm feeling, when I talk about my partner in my heart, or I'm feeling in my bank account. I feel it in my throat, or I feel it in my pocket. Um, what happens when a coach yells at me? I usually feel it in my low back because I don't feel supported. So then, once you kind of look at that and you take it another notch, it's called diving deep. Then you take it another notch down, you get into, all right, well, what else is really going on? Because usually most unresolved issues are a separation from source. So that means that I'm believing that I'm separate from source, and that's if I can get there and begin to love myself unconditionally, because loving is the root of all loving. So self-loving is the root of all loving. If I can get to a place of loving myself in this unresolved issue and begin to get peace with perceiving it as it's not the truth, then I begin to move toward the healing. And that's the most important work on the planet. And then from there, we begin to massage it even further and begin to look at the little judgments. Because, see, it's the judgments that are the little hurts. Oh, I'm not good enough. Oh, I've been betrayed. Or I've been abandoned. Or top three fears. Or I was disappointed. Or I'm angry because it's not going the way that I want it to go. So from there, we take those judgments and we really begin to look at those judgments and know that they're not true. And from those judgments, we begin to perceive the truth. I am worthy. I am whole, perfect, and complete. I am supported in who I am right now. I am making the right decisions. I am moving toward greater prosperity. I am moving and present to my good. And we begin to up-level those judgments. And so what happens once we begin to up-level those judgments is there's a relief that comes. It doesn't necessarily change the situation, but it definitely changes your perception of what's going on. And a change of perception enables you to begin to see more clearly. You're able to begin to see with real eyes. Yep. Every time I get on the phone rings. Isn't that funny? So I'll let that ring and I'll get back to it. So once we get to the self-forgiveness and having the clear perception, then from there we begin to just embrace and be present to the feeling goodness of being able to work this deep, unconscious, unresolved issue all the way from its depths inside our psyche all the way up and out. And from there, you just acknowledge yourself and you pat yourself on the back and you really, really give thanks that you were able to really invest this time and energy into yourself. Because once you do this for you, anybody in your immediate surroundings is going to benefit vibrationally, emotionally, financially, psychically, socially from any work that you do on yourself. Because any outburst of any type of emotional outburst is always a sign that there is some disturbances to your peace. And the goal is to be whole, perfect, and complete, uh, based in truth, simplicity, and love, and always looking to deepen your peace. I mean, if you look around the universe itself is continuously working to balance its peace, you know. So, what are you doing to resolve your unconscious issues? I just shared with you a process on what that can look like. For me, I'm going through it right now because I want more freedom. I want more space inside myself to really grow and develop and really be present, present here on this earth, doing this journey, in this spacesuit. So, what are you doing and how are you handling your unresolved issues? I'd love to hear from you. I am going to check out of here and I'll look forward to talking to you soon. Have an awesome day. Peace.